Welcome and welcome back to my channel. First off, before we even get started, let me just say, baby, I'm drinking this strawberry margarita cup water, and baby, I filmed this whole video with the wrong measurements, and I don't know how to fix it, so here we are again. Oh man. And for today's discussion, we're keeping it cute. I got my pajamas on. Baby, I'm chilling. It's nothing too crazy. I told y'all I had more stuff coming, so this is one of the things that I kind of wanted to. So something that was on my mind is the fact that I feel like reading romance books ruin my standards, right? And I don't mean just in books, I do mean in real life as well. And I just really feel like once you read about men who are emotionally available, intentional, communicate, actually obsessed with you, but in a healthy way, it's just really hard to unsee. I want to talk about these books, specifically Black romance books, that really just raised the bar for me and just helped me reshape how I am in my relationship. Honestly, it just made my tolerance for the bare minimum even lower than what it already was. So if you ever read a book and you thought, after this, I will never accept anything less ever again, then this video is definitely for you. My standards, right? When I say like ruin my standards, I don't mean made my standards unrealistic or anything like that. It made my intentions more, it made me more clear. You can't really hear me with where I had the mic, and my shirt's kind of low. I really hope y'all can hear me. You know what? I'm holding it in my hand because I just feel like y'all can't really hear me. I want y'all to. So these books didn't just make me want perfection or anything. They made me want the presence of my person. They made me want more effort. And just really the biggest thing is emotional safety. So these are going to be MMCs who they're not playing no guessing game, say what they feel, and they pursue their women on purpose. Black romance specifically does something really important, of course, for me because I'm a Black woman. It just, for me, shows love that's feels more lived in. The love is intentional. The love doesn't require the woman to have to prove her worth. And after reading that type of love over and over and over again, it becomes really hard to accept a bare minimum as normal. Now I want to talk about why I feel like it just hits different. Again, me as a Black woman, I just feel like it raises the standards because it's rooted in familiarity more than anything. These stories, they tend to understand Black women, our softness, our strength, our desire to want to be chosen. And I'm saying our, if this doesn't fit or pertain to you, don't even try to comment. I'm about something, not me. My desire to want to be chosen. I'll say that. My desire to want to be chosen, not just chosen, but chosen loudly, chosen privately, chosen in confidence, just chosen, right? All at the same time. And a lot of these love stories, it aren't just about convincing somebody to love you, but it's about watching the love unfold naturally. And that can change how you see romance, not just on pages, but in real life too. So the first book I'm gonna talk about is When I Think of You by Maya Aria. Y'all already know that was one of my 5-star reads for the month of January. And this book right here just made me realize how important emotional safety really is. The romance was quiet, but it was deep, patient, it was intentional. The MMC, he paid a lot of attention to the FMC, not just like but the things that she said, but the things that she also wasn't saying, her body language and stuff like that. He paid a lot of attention to her. And reading that, it just makes me realize that I want someone who makes me feel calm, makes me feel chosen, makes me feel seen. Then we got Love Letters from Memphis by B Love. I love this book. This book really shows a good example of love through action, right? MMC, he wasn't just about words, he was about grand gestures, he was about action, just all that, but he was also very consistent. The love was steady, the love was dependable, and it showed up even when the situation wasn't romantic per se. Not to mention, baby, Mr. London was able to make all this stuff happen while he was in jail. So baby, if you could be consistent and get things done in jail, then ain't no excuse for no man. Now, let's talk about When the Love Gets a Little Chaotic, right? Ethic by Miss Ashley Antoinette. This is intense. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Ethic is intense. But one thing I love about this book is that the love is chosen. They have to choose to love each other. When you read this book, if you know the things that they go through, baby, ain't nothing accidental. This is pure I choose you, ride or die energy all the way. And that this taught me that passion doesn't have to come with disrespect. You could be passionate about me and not disrespect me in the same breath. And y'all know I can't talk about no beautiful love story without talking about Bookmark by Bella J. You know, I will ride and die and stand and die and scream from the rooftop of a hill until I die how much I love this book. Books and Juice Baby will forever have a very important place in my heart. And I'm sure y'all realize by now I'm not going into detail about these books because I've already talked about them in one of my wrap-ups, because I've loved all of these books, reviewed all of these books. Anyway, Bookmark by Bella J was one of those modern romances that quietly raised the bar, because a lot of the stuff was just basic common sense, mutual interest, the mutual love, the mutual effort, and the clear attraction. Unnecessary chase, there was no confusion, mixed signals. He made it clear who he wanted, she knew who she wanted. But I also really enjoyed this book because I feel like this book touches on mental health. And sometimes as women, well, I'll speak on myself, there have been times where I have loved a man more than I loved myself. And then you realize, or I realized, that I'm only happy when I'm making you happy. I need to be able to be happy on my own. And this book does a beautiful job of talking about that, and her coming to the realization of, yes, I love you, but what else do I love? Yes, I like who I am with you, but who am I without you? And I really love that this book touches on that. And it just made me realize how a lot of times we accept the things that are less than, for consistency, passion. We accept things less than that and call it dating. Now, this last book that I'm going to mention is probably going to be like, what? Capone by Jaquel J. Hear me out. This book made me rethink obsession. With obsession in this book came respect. And it also came protection, but not wanting to control her. So we all know Capone loved him some Aaron, and as protective as he was, he also allowed her the freedom that she needed to be who she was. So he protected her, but he wasn't controlling. And reading that made me realize that obsession doesn't have to be toxic. Because baby, when I say I want my man obsessed over me, which he is, people always like, oh, you want him obsessed? Healthily obsessed. Obsession doesn't mean toxic. And Capone does an amazing job of showing that, especially when it's rooted in care, love, and accountability. But anyway, after reading books like this, my tolerance for the bare minimum has completely disappeared. I find emotional availability attractive. I don't find inconsistency exciting. I just know what to look for now, which is clarity, consistency, and someone who shows interest in me without having to be chased. My man is not perfect. He's perfect for me. He's perfect to me, but he is not perfect. But he is present. And that's all I want, is for the person who I'm with to be present. I'm going to say, it's like when it comes to all the books I named, that is something that pops up. Hey, I just need you to be here with me in this moment. And even with me and my boyfriend doing long distance, I feel like he does a really good job of being there for me in the moment that I need him, even with him being hours and miles away. Black romance definitely ruined my standards, and I'm very grateful for it. So if you've read a book that changed how you view love or how you view relationships, drop it in the comments, because I want to read it. I want to know. And if y'all enjoyed this sit and chat, this little discussion topic thing, let me know, because y'all know this is something new for me. All I really been doing since I started my YouTube is TBR, hopefuls, and wrap-ups. So this is just me trying to do something a little different. But anyway, until next time, bye.